Hello everyone, it's Andy Glenn here from Sharks TV. Welcome you all to another podcast. This week I'm joined by Mason Alderson. Mason, nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well. How's it going?
It's going well. The last time you were in this studio, you were involved in a quiz.
I can't even remember what the team name was. I think it was Mega Mouth, one of them.
What did you think of the quiz?
It's a lot of comedic relief. I think it was good. Honestly, I think it was nice to watch after Christmas. I think all the lads, a couple of us were at the flat watching it together, and it was a lot funnier than I thought it was going to be. But yeah,
has Kel recovered? Because he was raging that he was. You came last.
Yeah, he just wanted to get dinner, bless him. But I think he's all right now. Yeah,
is he okay just now? Is he okay? Good. A lot of changes since the last time you were in the studio as well. New shirts, all the rest of it. It looks cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, very suave, loving it.
Excellent. Well, we're loving what you're doing on the ice, and we'll get to that in a minute. But you were at school. You went back to school today, didn't you?
Yeah, taking a couple of classes. Nah, just joking. But little school visit with the boys. Yeah, it was nice. Honestly, I don't remember having that much energy as a young'un, but mate, you got in there like 10 o'clock, these kids are just running around, playing a bit of floorball, two-handing each other. It's worse than us out there, but it's a lot of fun. Nice to see kids enjoying themselves and, getting more families round to come to games and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you're going to be a big favourite. You had to do many signatures when you were out of school?
A fair couple. I've never been asked any time, but not so many times, to put my name on a signature, bless them. But the kid kind of wanted, to authenticate the signature and was like, could you put your name? So I put Mason next to it, and he goes, do you have a last name? I go, I'm pretty sure I do, yeah. So then I'm looking at every kid's book and I'm seeing all the boys' signatures, and it's like, okay, so it's so they know who's actually signed this.
Absolutely.
Not just some scribbles, but it was funny. It was really nice.
And it's good to see there's lots of kids coming to games now as well. I mean, a lot of the kids that you'll be talking to at schools, they come along now, don't they?
No, yeah, they come along in bunches. I think we've sort of got a school gig going where, we go out, we show them what it's all about, explain the rules and such. And they hopefully come along on weekends, and then, that brings families, and then families bring friends. And then, it's more of a weekend outing thing. And we hope to see more kids start playing in the juniors and more fans coming to games. So, yeah, can't really complain.
Yeah, I think probably as you get older and you become a pro sports person, maybe you forget just how much of a hero a local sportsman can become to a youngster. It's that they look up at you and you're that tall and big as well, and it's like, I want to be like this guy. And it's that sort of aspirational stuff that's really good. Everybody has a hero, don't they? No,
definitely. I think it's class having the local boys like the lengths of Stenton and Henderson and those guys and Kersey, because it's people from here, so it's not like it's something out of the ordinary that they're just bringing people from all over the world and stuff like that. It's people from who have been to the same school, been to the same shops, grown up around the same area. So I think that's really good as well for the community and the kids to see that. So something that they can aspire to and work towards if that's what they want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking back to the last time you were on the podcast. You were just coming back from injury then, and your hockey's been great since then, hasn't it?
It's been really good. I had 1 or 2 weekends where I wasn't 100%, just kind of having a knock with the shoulders and that. But I'd say all round it's been better than prior to the injury. I think a little bit of hunger. I think the team's just clicking is an understatement. I think we've really just hit the ground running. And do you know what? I think everyone that expected us to, do what we looked like we were going to do on paper is now kind of okay, so this is what we thought was going to happen. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's nice to see it all come to fruition. But, yeah.
What's been the difference?
We say it all the time. It's time. It's time. It's, getting used to new surroundings, new environments, new situations on and off the ice, new teammates. We have a very finite, if not, any guy that's actually played a full season in this league throughout that team. We've had guys playing the league up. We've had guys playing the league below. I don't know if we've had any one player that's played a full year or 2 seasons in this league. So it's been a new experience for everyone, and you know, a new experience for, you know, Spud and JT, and it's so nice to see that it's coming together, and like we're in a situation where like every single game we think we should be winning, which is, you know, winning hockey's happy hockey, but like it's nice. It makes it easier to play. It makes you want to play more. So it's it's a happy place to be coming to the rink right now.
And if you don't mind me saying so, you look happier than ever before. Every game, I'm seeing your smile, your grin on the ice. You're loving it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think I'm just, you know, like I still think I'm not, you know, fully the player that I was, or like, you know, fulfilling the potential, so to say. But I think with every game, with every weekend, like, you know, you're seeing more and more flashes, and hopefully, like, you know, I'll have a complete game at some point. But yeah, I'm just feeling more comfortable. Like, I guess my decision making's getting a bit better. But yeah, no, you can't not enjoy yourself out there. Like, it's fun to be playing. It's fun to be out there, win, losing, down or up. Like, as you can see with our team at the moment, like, it doesn't matter if we're down by 3 or up by 3. Like, the game's gonna be exciting regardless. But yeah, no, it's really fun to be out there. I'm enjoying hockey. Yeah, I'm enjoying the lads. I'm enjoying the atmosphere, everything that's going on. So yeah.
Was there a particular moment that you can pinpoint where that changed?
I don't know. It was I don't know. I think I was you know, worried what I was sort of bringing to the team at one point, because I wasn't doing much on producing end, and you know, kind of sat down with you know, Peaks and Spud and JT, and you know, kind of wanted to know where their head was at. Like, at the end of the day, like, this is a business. It's, as we've seen, if guys aren't, you know, doing their job, you know where the door is. So I guess I was worried about, you know, what my performance was doing on the ice and how I was contributing to the team, and if I was really contributing in any way. But you know, they kind of put me at ease and understood, like, you know, the circumstances that I'm going through, and giving me a benefit of the doubt and that. But I think those conversations really helped, because they put me at ease, and you know, they let me know that regardless of the outcome, regardless of my performance, like, I've got those people behind me, so it helps me play better, just knowing that in the back of my mind. But yeah, just playing carefree, playing to make plays and playing to enjoy the game. Yeah.
Well, that's really honest, and there's a lot of love for you around the club. That's for sure. And I'm going to tell you a story. You don't know this story, but I'm going to tell you a story. Right. So go back to the Leeds game. Right. So Leeds was a good game, and we'll get to my story in a bit. But let's just go through the kind of chronology of that game. We come out the blocks flying.
Yeah.
Best first period that we probably played.
The whole season. Yeah, one definitely. Yeah.
And then you go in the end of the first, and you're thinking, they're champions. They're champions for a reason. We've just gave them a bloody nose in the first period. We've angered them. There's going to be some bounce back, isn't there?
100%. Like, they're playing away from home. They're a very good team, whether it's home or away. You know, they have the personnel. They have a great coach, great keeper behind them as well. And like, you know, we anticipated coming in after that first period. Like, we knew there was going to be a bounce back. It was just how we were going to manage that, and how severe, you know, we were going to how we were going to let their bounce back affect the rest of the game. And, you know, I think we did well to, you know, not get the wind taken out of us, and stay in the game and keep our heads and keep level-minded, and just, you know, not give them what they could take, but, you know, only give them anything where we make a mistake. Like, we can manage that. If we can limit mistakes, we limit their opportunities. And, you know, a team like that, they take their opportunities, you know, pretty seriously, and they'll put away like 1 and 2 shots, which I think Curtis had a great night. Was it Curtis played that night?
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I think Curtis played that night. Curtis had a class night that night. And yeah, we knew the bounce back, but the mentality going into room, you know, you have your big guys step up. Like, Peanut and Peaks and, you know, Stents and Dunny talking and that, like just really, you know, putting everybody at ease and knowing like let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We understand they're going to push back. But yeah, I think it was a class effort.
So then they go, then they score 3 in the second.
Yeah.
And then you go back in. And they had the momentum. They had a big travelling support. They were noisy. After the third, you could almost see their fans sit back and relax. It's like, oh, normal service has resumed. And I was on commentary with Owen, and I kind of said at the end of the first, there'll be a bounce back from Leeds. But then at the end of the second, I said there's going to be a bounce back from the Sharks, because you could sense after the Hull game and all the rest of it, this team ain't beaten until that final buzzer goes. How was the third period from your perspective?
I can't even remember. What was the goals like in the third?
There was we scored one to tie it at 3. I think it was Scotty, as I remember, that scored that one. But I might be wrong. I think it was Scotty.
Someone put one away to tie it, but
and then it was tight. It was end-to-end stuff, and we obviously went through to overtime, and I was kind of expecting us to win in overtime as we normally do.
I liked our odds in overtime, but I think it's I think we're definitely a team that, you know, I wouldn't say we love to play in like, you know, 1-goal games or go down every single game for the last 10, but I'd say that we're very comfortable in those situations, which you know, as a coach is your best case scenario. Like you got guys that, you know, if there's a time they want to play, it's when you're down with 10 minutes left. Like you couldn't want any more than that. And like I think another thing is like our bench understands who needs to be out there and who's going to do a job. You know, whether it's a guy getting out there for 10 seconds to block a shot, whether it's a guy getting out there to, you know, win a face-off, like they understand it's crunch time, we have a job to do, so let's do it. I think we really saw out that game, like, you know, I'd like to say like a top 3 team in this league would. Like we really just kind of just wore it down, realized, okay, we're going to take a point away. And then from there, it's kind of like, you know, you might as well win whilst you're here. You've already got 1 point. So, yeah, overtime, we like our odds in overtime. Like I think we've got as 3 players to put out some of the best skaters in the league. I don't think, you know, many teams can compare with, you know, the likes of Dunny and, you know, Stents and Kel and stuff like that. And Nolan and RC being as hot as they are at the moment. We honestly thought, you know, like every other game, someone was going to put it away on a top 6 for us. But, you know, very rare on the occasion that, you know, it comes down to a shootout. And
so we're going through the shootout, and it's nervy. Right? You know, it is just nervy in the room. Yeah. And, you know, Curtis stood tall. He made some great top saves, didn't he?
Do you know what? Like, you got to give it to him. You got to give him credit where it's due. Like, that's something. He works on his craft a lot. Like, that's something, like, even in between drills, like, he'll be looking at you to come down just for a one-on-one just so that he gets a feel of it. Takes it serious in practice, like, loves to do shoot out at the end of the practice, and, like, he really focuses on players' mannerisms and stuff like that. And you got to give credit where credit's due, because he absolutely stood on his head.
And that was his first. And that was his first ever.
Yeah,
penalty
that's
shootout.
What I'm saying. And like he absolutely, like, he looked like he done it every week. So I don't think he got enough credit for that game, to be honest, because he kept us in it, gave us a chance to win.
So how about him in the shot? And I mean, they were a goal up, and it was looking good for them. And Howlett was just too quick. And Scotty then equalises, and then they have a chance to win it.
Yeah.
And the big man stood up and done well on that shot. And then it comes to sudden death, and Howlett comes out again, which you would expect.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But the big guy learns from the last time, because he played the same move.
Oh yeah, he did.
Exactly the same move. He was
going for the short of far side.
Curtis denied him. And then we're kind of expecting Scotty or Dunbar to jump out on the line. We're just expecting that. And lo and behold, it's Mason.
Yeah.
What was the... How did that happen? What was the dynamics on the bench that you came out on?
You know what? Like, I got like, in a shootout, like, I want to take one regardless of where it lies. Like, I want one, and like Spud knows that in a shootout, like, I fancy myself. Like, I quite like a shootout. Like, it's a 50% chance, like it goes in or it doesn't. Like
I bet it's not a 50% chance because they just miss loads and loads.
yeah,
So
I don't know,
it's
like,
for the brave boys.
As a one-on-one, like in my head, I think of it as it's 50-50. Either
Right.
goes in or you miss. So.
So you want to take one, but you haven't to take one in the initial 5.
Yeah, no. So I did want to take one, and then I kind of knew the setting. Like it was coming down to me. Or I think Cali went just before I did, and I was like, all right, go on, Cal, like go on, son, like get one in. And obviously he hits the bar, and I'm like, oh, I was like, all right. So like, what's happening now? We've obviously used our 5 shooters. And I'm not gonna lie, like I got thrown off a little bit because I was talking to Dunny on the bench, and I was like sort of going through what move to use, and he knows what move I like to use and that, and he kind of goes, you know what, like it's a little dusty out there. I think you got to shoot, and I'm like, yeah, I think you're right. I think I got to shoot, whatever. But I didn't realize that you switch after the 5 shooters.
Yeah, they got to go first
because I was ready to go. Like I had stepped on the ice, ready to go and like sort of get it done. And once you're out there, it's kind of like you're looking around, like you got to zone in, get locked in. And it threw me off a little bit because I had to get back off, and I'm like, what's going on? Like I'm ready to sort of go here. But yeah, so seeing Matt go miss, and yeah, do you know what? Shout out to my boy, shout out to Lewis Young. Like he stepped up, like no hesitation. When we got to the shootout,
he was first up.
Big Younger was like, I'm going. And like for me to see him just step up so confident and be like, you know what, this is light, I got it. I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna dust the boots off. I got one in me as well, bro. Like, class for that. But yeah, no. Once I saw Big Younger go, I was like, all right, I gotta go if Younger's going, just for a bit of like friendly banter. But yeah, no.
So did you just say to Martin, I'm going?
Yeah. I think Martin knew, like, especially like when it got to, sudden death, like I love that. Like having the opportunity for that, like
spotlight.
It's like, why not? Like, why not? Like, what's the worst that can happen? I miss, they score, we get a point, we go home. Like, but what's the best that can happen? I score, and the rest is history. But yeah, no, I really wanted it, and
so tell us about the penalty.
Yeah, no, I think everybody on our bench could have told you what I was gonna do. Whether I had the minerals to do it or not, that was another thing, but I think the boys could have told you what I was going to do.
Yeah, but Sam Gospel didn't know what you were going to do.
Nah, bless him, he didn't. But, class goalie, man. And the one thing I sort of took from that is that, Scotty did score on that far side. Everyone else had shot and no one tried to deke him. So it was one of those ones where, like, originally I was going to come down, make that sort of, like, hop step move and shoot. But last minute, I sort of changed my choice because I see him bite a little bit, and I was like, I think he's bitten enough for me to come back, and then it gives me a bit of a cushion to, like, take my time to then just get it up and lift it a little bit. But yeah, I knew what I was doing, whether it was gonna go through or not. Like, you kind of have to stick to it and commit to it. And I did commit a little last minute. It was like sending a little like assignment in with 1 minute to go on the clock, but it did the job. It went in, and honestly, I was just so lost. I didn't even have time to celebrate. So I just kind of looked at the boys and just let them flood out. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was brilliant. How many times you watched it?
Fair few. Just honestly, just kind of seeing the mechanics of it and what I did, because I saw a guy do that move a couple months ago, and something I've been trying in practice. And Callum and Logan and Curtis will tell you, like, I've properly tried that at least 100 times on the 3 of them. So,
well, you realise now that you just chatted about this continually on a podcast, you're going to have to do something different the next time.
It's okay.
Or are you going to do the same?
It's just okay. Yeah, I think I've got some other
moves,
stuff up
many
my
moves
feet.
in the locker.
Yeah. There was 2 other moves that I could have pulled that I think are a bit more, higher up on the difficulty level, but well,
keep them in the locker.
Yeah,
Don't tell anybody
we'll
that.
Pull those out if necessary. If necessary, we'll pull those out. But yeah, no,
it was good.
You can't not love a shootout, man. Like,
and getting the winning goal was great, and the love that came out for you. I have to say, fair play to James, our cameraman, to get these behind the goal things, because that was brilliant. Seeing them from behind the goals, wasn't it?
It was a great look, yeah. When I saw that, and getting it in slow mo and that, it was classed with like our media guys, yeah.
We've watched it a few times. We all have. Trust me,
Yeah,
we all
no,
have. It's
yeah.
been great, and it was probably. I mean, I don't know if Milton Keynes in regulation was better than Leeds in the shootout, but they were both class games. Now I've got to tell you my story. Okay, so after that, it's a tough way to loss if you're a Leeds fan.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we're walking off, and I don't know if you remember right at the start when you started playing. There was a few memes. I sent you a couple of them about it's clobbering time. It's
Oh,
Mason.
yeah,
You've
yeah.
been Masoned, particularly when you put that guy through the door at Sheffield.
Yeah, yeah.
Bear in mind, we're obviously going there very soon. But yeah, you put a guy through the door at Sheffield, and the fans were coming up with, "You've been Masoned." Okay, so that was fine. The whole physical element of it. So we're walking along past the Leeds fans, and there's a bit of grumbling. There's a bit of, well, that was a really good game, and oh, well done for winning it in the shootout. Wee kid walking along in front of me must have been about 8, 9, 10, and the Leeds fans were saying, "Oh, you were lucky to win that." And he just turned up to this Leeds fan and went, "You've been Masoned." To be fair, she took it really well. She went, "Oh, he was really good. It was a great penalty." The point I'm gonna make in this is this wasn't about flattening somebody. This was about skill and the movement, and I thought that's a real change. But being Masoned is a verb now in Dumfries,
I'll take
and you've
that.
been Masoned. But then again, the very next day you go down. I mean, you finish late. Oh my God, it was a half
tough
seven.
turnaround.
It was a half 7 face off
Yeah.
on the Friday, and then we go all the way to Bristol, the longest one for an early face off, and we end up in that game. Now, the reason I'm bringing that game up is I believe your family was down there to watch you.
Yeah, had Big Momsy and Dad pop out for that one. Good to see them. I haven't seen them since I got home this summer. So I actually had my best mate from secondary school. Shout out to Ollie. He came along with his missus, and it was lovely to see some familiar faces. Yeah.
And they got Masoned as well because you scored a cracking goal, falling over. And it was the third period, wasn't it?
Yeah, do you know what? Little secret. Shout out to Big Scoots, our equipment guy. I just for some reason I feel like that I was getting some good touches in that game, and I was like, you know what? I think my stick just needs to be a little bit shorter. So in between periods, I've only gone and asked Scooter and Peem to get my stick cut, and then come out. And we sort of have that flush of like a minute where it's just non-stop goals. You get Nolan with one, you get cracking shot from Younger, and come out and there's just like it was just something out of nothing. Like it was a nothing play. Like could have ended up in the corner, could have ended up in a dump. But I think it's one of those things where again, like my old self, I'm kind of just letting it happen. Like don't force anything, and saw a tiny bit of space and took it, and it was a surprising finish as I fell and went into the corner. But it was fun. It was fun, yeah.
And that's what we said right at the start. It's been fun, and the goals that you're scoring are special goals. They're great to watch. Everybody's up for it, and we've hit 7 wins at our last 9 games as we stand. But it must have been nice to do it in front of your family as well, your pals.
No, definitely. Do you know what? My mate Ollie, I've known him since I was 11, and never once seen me play hockey. So in the 10 years we've known each other, it was really nice for him to see that.
I expect him to. He's bought a season ticket and is travelling up to Dumfries every week now.
I don't know. He's living in Bristol, bless him. But he said he'll be there anytime I'm down. But it was wicked.
Well, we're back down in Bristol. Not
I
too
know. I told him I'll be back around. I think a couple of my mates might go down there just for a little watch. But it was nice. Nice having family there. Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess your brother wasn't there. Is he still in America? He's doing golf and hockey in America, isn't he?
He's tearing it up. Do you know what? Funny enough, it's like my mum said it's funny. She said it's like a factory. It's like one comes in, the next one goes out. Like one comes back, the next one goes out. But no, my brother's actually playing on a team that one of my best mates' dad is the coach of.
All right.
And my brother's playing with kids who were, young kids on a team that I played on in like sort of my last year in high school. So it's kind of funny how it all just like comes back round and does a full circle. But yeah, no, my brother was in Montreal this week with a couple of my friends from high school, and they were just like, do you know what? Like it's pretty easy to tell that you're siblings. But yeah, no, he's having a good time. I think he's doing well over there. But
yeah, Luca's enjoying himself. He's some golfer, isn't he? You said to me before.
Oh mate, like, do you know what? Like, I love hockey, but if the kid needs a caddy in the PGA, then I'm gonna have to have a chat with John, and I'll be gone for a couple.
Well, I always laugh at the old statistic that when Tiger Woods was at his top of his game, his caddy was classed as the richest or the highest earning sportsman in the whole of New Zealand.
Yeah,
you know, so caddying for 10%, yeah, that's okay.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I just gotta make sure, you know, I don't drop the bag. Make sure I pull out the right club. Should be a good life for me.
Nah, you're better off playing hockey for the Sharks. Looking forward to the rest of the season, what's your thoughts on it now?
I don't know. It's exciting. It's, you know, every week trying to, you know, climb the spots and really solidify, you know, a playoff spot, and, you know, where I think we belong amongst the ranks in the league. But it's yeah, I don't know. It's just the hockey's nice right now, and it's nice going into every game. And I think every single guy on our team believes, like, there's not a shadow of a doubt in anyone's mind that we can't win on any given day. So, yeah, it's
the only team that we haven't beaten so far is Telford.
Yeah,
and they're just I've no doubt that that's just a matter of time because we've not played them that often.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, it's almost, I wouldn't say it's easier to play against those, you know, top 4, top 5 teams, but it definitely, you know, playing those teams with, you know, a rugged system and, you know, good coaching and, you know, a great top 6 bunch, like, you got to be on the ball every single minute of the game. And, you know, I think it's really easy to get complacent, you know, when you're playing, like, you know what, like, we're a bottom, when we were like, you know, a bottom 2, bottom 3 team, like, it's easy to get complacent in those games and think, like, oh, you've got a chance to do this, you've got a chance to do that. I think just sticking to it, sticking to what you know, sticking to the system, sticking to what, you know, coaches have sort of told us to do. We should be all right. We should be all right. But I'm excited. I'm excited to, you know, play against some of these teams that we haven't seen, you know, for quite a while, and you know, compare ourselves and, you know, continue to hopefully, you know, climb and be in a situation where, you know, we can solidify playoffs and just keep building.
Well, you said at the start it's about time, and we've had that time, and the team's starting to improve, and you're saying there's more gears to go through to get to that level. So we're still improving as we're going through the season, and you need to be playing your best hockey when you get to playoffs.
No, exactly, and I, like, that's another thing. It's like, we're still such a new team.
Yep.
Like, you've got guys in this league that have played next to the same 2 guys for, you know, 5 years. Like, that's a lot of games. You know, I've only known some of these guys for 20 odd games, close to 30 games. Like, and we're still not, you know, this is the start of the business end of the season. You know, if there's ever a time to hit the ground running, it's after Christmas. And yeah, I still think we still have another gear. I would like to see us, you know, play a game where we do go up early, and, you know, you see the likes of Swindon, MK, Leeds sort of do the same thing where they get up early in a game and they just continue to sort of, like, you know, keep their foot on the pedal and don't show their opponent, you know, anything.
No mercy.
I would love to see us, you know, have a couple of games like that where we can really just see it out and, you know, minimize our mistakes and lapses. But, you know, other than that, I think we just got to build on what we're doing, you know, clean up some D-zone stuff. But for the vast majority of it, keep doing what we're doing, because, you know, obviously something's working for us to be on this run that we're on. So,
well, it's been a pleasure talking to you this afternoon, Mason. Thank you so much for your time. Before we go, I'm going to let you do the final message to the fans. But before we do that, I'd just like to say thank you to everyone for watching us today. You know you're going to get the like, share and subscribe and hit that notifications bell on social media. It really helps us. So please do that. But also, you've heard Mason here. Things are getting better. There's an absolute momentum. We need your support. We need you down there. And final words to Mason.
Yeah, no, keep bringing the support. Keep coming with the fins to the Shark Tank in numbers, and we'll keep bringing home points every weekend, hopefully. Thanks, Mason. Thanks as always. And thanks to you for watching. This is Andy Glenn saying cheerio.